The opponent gives you a high ball and you automatically think, I should be killing this ball every single time, only to miss far too often or not have the confidence to actually go for it. It's frustrating because it should be an easy point, but it's not. High balls require some different techniques that you were not properly taught in the first place. I'll show you how to handle these awkward high balls to the point where you're gonna want these balls to come because you just are confident in putting them away.
In this video, I'm going to give you 3 main tips so that you don't struggle with this ball ever again. You see, even pros sometimes miss this ball.
By the way, if you're hearing me for the first time, I'm Hemming Hu and it's great to meet you. I'm a 2-time Olympian and former #1 Australian table tennis player. These days, I'm a private table tennis coach, helping players all over the world win more tournaments, lift their match ratings, and of course, crush their workmates at the office table. Point number 1, you must unlearn the standard forehand topspin. In this video, we're going to talk about doing this with the forehand, even though the backhand follows similar principles, because high balls are easier with the forehand in most cases. First of all, we're wrongly taught that there is a standard topspin that looks something like this. The big problem with this is it works great when someone gives you decent speed, not too fast or not too slow on a certain ball. And it comes at a nice low height for you. But when balls come up high, this doesn't work anymore. What you must do is respect this ball. Yes, it's a ball you should always put away, but it's not easy. And even professionals sometimes miss this ball. Expect the ball to have a very different ball travel and trajectory than the types of balls you've typically been coming up against in training with your coaches and friends. Expect the ball to take longer time to get to you. A slower ball equals longer time to reach the same distance to you on the table. Start mentally preparing your swing as you see how the ball is coming the moment the opponent hits it. Yes, even high balls have variation. So first, raise your racket. Take the ball at its peak, unless it's got topspin on it. Then you should take it just past later than its peak, because that's when the ball will be spinning its least, but it will still be at a nice height for you to hit. Hit it with a closed racket face and go over the ball. And finally, do not obsess about finishing to the forehead. Yes, it can work on a specific occasion, but it doesn't work on all occasions. Trying to force yourself to do it will often make it worse for you. Point number 2, you need to learn what I call the rainbow. I wish I could claim that I invented this shot, but I didn't. I knew how to do this very well as a pro player, but consciously knowing that this shot exists and being able to teach those who need it requires another skill and level of awareness as a coach. And I only knew this when table tennis legend Brett Clark started breaking it down for me. The credit to him. You basically play a full, quote unquote, full topspin that mimics the travel of a rainbow. Circular and full semicircle with your wrist, your racket, and your hips and legs. You must predominantly use body and wrist to do this whole shot. You can also visualize or imagine yourself drawing a full circular rainbow from one side to the other using your wrist and your legs and hips. The key is to make sure you don't use your biceps, your shoulders, and other parts of the arm that are going to slow down the wrist, which will make you get less spin. So, again, another warning, skip any part of the rainbow or fail to have your wrist spin over the ball upon contact, you will fail this shot. So you may ask, when do we use the rainbow specifically? This next piece of information came from me a couple of years ago, obsessively trying to work this out as a coach to many beginners and intermediates over the last decade. You must use the rainbow whenever the incoming ball lacks energy, regardless of height or depth. For a long time, I couldn't understand why some balls you had to rainbow, whereas some balls, just raising your racket and getting on top of it was enough. Until I realized, it's every time the ball lacks energy, that's when you have to use the rainbow. When the ball has enough energy on it, you can get away with using a forehand topspin like this, like we did in point 1, regardless of its depth, being short or deep. Think of it this way. When you play a rainbow, you're essentially playing 100% of a forehand topspin. When you play a standard forehand topspin against someone else's block, you're playing 50% of a forehand topspin. Think of it like a continuum. The more energy the opponent gives you on a ball, the less of a stroke you play with your forehand topspin, while still trying to keep the same intensity on the ball. The less energy the incoming ball has, the more of a bigger stroke you need to play, because you need to create the energy yourself. What size forehand topspin or backhand topspin for that matter you play, it's not a this or that situation a lot of the time. It's more of a continuum of forehand topspin ranges that you must know which one to use at every given moment. Now, let's get into point number 3. Depending on what type of slow or high ball you get, know how to deal with these variations. Sometimes you see the pros stepping in first and then playing the shot. Sometimes you see them winding back, moving in at the same time as hitting the shot. So you may ask, what do I do in each one of these? It depends. Type number one is when someone awkwardly touches a ball high and short, or the ball's kind of dead. And key point, it's not coming to you. What you need to do is step in first with your right foot, left foot for left-handers, and then come in, hit the shot once you've found position. A slow high ball that's coming with kick and actually decent pace because of the kick. This ball, you probably don't need to do the rainbow, but what you probably will need to do, depending on exactly how much pace and energy is on it, is step back again and then come into the shot once you've got yourself into a nice comfortable position to hit the ball. On these balls, you must understand, if this is you and this is the ball is slow, yes, but it's still coming to you. Now, if you come in first, if you bring both feet in, which is a common mistake a lot of people make, and then try and play the shot, this is what's gonna happen. Ball, you, collision. That's not good. You don't want that. If it's slow but it's coming, and it's not so slow that you have to actually actively chase it, what you wanna do is it's here, you're top spinning at the same time as moving. Rather than having this collision, you wanna have that sort of collision. If a ball is coming, but if a ball is slow, but it is coming to you and you move in first, you're gonna get jammed and that's not good. All right, the slow ball where someone is back from the court and they're fishing or lobbing towards you. If the ball is high enough, you should always smash, but there's a lot of cases where it's not high enough. You need to step back, raise your racket and topspin. So key thing you need to understand when someone's fishing or lobbing to you, they're further back from the table. So it's gonna take more energy and force for them to get the ball over. Now, a common mistake a lot of people make is they push someone back, but then they stay so close to the table. You have to understand, when someone fishes, worst case scenario, if they lob it with kick, with topspin, and it hits the end of the table, it's gonna really jump forward. So you gotta brace yourself and step back in advance in preparation for that. Because it's always gonna be much tougher if you're at the front of the table and then you suddenly have to step back. It's gonna feel impossible. Versus you're stepping back, but then they actually hit one shorter. It's much easier to then see that and come into it than the opposite way. Guys, I hope this has been helpful for your table tennis journey. This is something that professionals practice every single day behind closed doors because they respect this sport and they understand the importance of it. Every point matters when you're trying to win a real match. Imagine you're playing a really important match in the deciding set and the score is 7-6 your way in the decider. And you get one of these semi-high balls. Now the score could be 8-6 your way, which is much different than if you missed it and the score was 7-all. Mentally, you wanna know that you've done the work and the due diligence in knowing how to put these balls away and actually being able to do it. That you're able to make it. So instead of thinking, oh, it's 7-all, it could have been 8-6 my way, I'd be up by 2 points if I knew how to deal with this and not tied at 7-all. The peace of mind that doing all these little 1%ers add up big time as to how many matches you really do win or not. And remember guys, if you want to improve your game quickly and effectively, register your interest for private coaching with me using the link in the description below and someone from the team will reach out to you. I'm Hemming Hu, go get 'em.